For today's headlines, BCDA execs facing graft malversation charges. Senate won't downplay DPWH budget probe. As in-house, Cayetano reneged on SEAG deal. Exorbitant port fees questioned. Atienza wants poll reforms. Heart releases single after 15 years. SMB beats Meralco as Magnolia-Blackwater clash cancelled. Storm Rolly still outside Philippine area of responsibility. Good morning, I am Son Locos and you're watching Tribune News on Q. Today is Thursday, October 29, and now the news. An anti-crime group has filed graft and malversation charges against Vince Dizon, President and CEO of the Bases Conversion and Development Authority or BCDA, and other officials of the agency. The Citizens Crime Watch Association, represented by its president Diego L. Magpantay, filed the charges before the Ombudsman on Monday over the construction of the 9,500-hectare New Clark City. CCWA sought to penalize Dizon, Isaac David, the director of Malaysian firm MTD Capital Berhad, BCDA lawyer Elvira Estanislao, and lawyer Elpidio Vega of the Office of the Government Corporate Counsel. Several John and Jane Does were also slapped with the same charges. The graft and malversation cases stem from the MTD's unsolicited proposal to build the New Clark City, the main hub of last year's Southeast Asian Games, which the country hosted for 8.5 billion pesos. The BCDA provided the project site on which the MTD project built the Southeast Asian Games. According to the CCWA complaint stated, the BCDA not only reimbursed MTD the full amount of 8.5 billion pesos, but also gave MTD an additional 2.490 billion pesos, resulting in MTD profiting twice. By giving MTD a 50% share of the profits, MTD would effectively receive profit for the third time, the complaint read. Meantime, Senate President Vicente Soto III guaranteed that his colleagues will not soft-pedal in scrutinizing the controversial budget of the Department of Public Works and Highways, whose head, Secretary Mark Villar, is the son of Senator Cynthia Villar. Soto said Senator Cynthia Villar will not meddle in the scrutiny of the DPWH budget, just like in past Senate deliberations. There are a lot of interpolations in the DPWH budget, and we have not seen her stopping us from doing our job, the Senate President said. Committee of Finance Chairman Senator Angara will not mince his words if he finds something that is sticking out like a sore thumb in the budget, added Soto. Senator Panfilo Lacson has flagged 396 billion pesos in lump sum appropriations under the 2021 National Expenditure Plan as submitted by the Executive Department. Lacson noted the mangling of the 666.47 billion budget of the agency as he observed the increase of local infrastructure programs after the addendum was sent by the DPWH. Breaking promises is nothing new for ousted Speaker Alan Peter Cayetano, it seems. Cayetano's reneging on his previous promise to Ricky Vargas had created friction between the former Philippine Olympic Committee president and the Philippine Southeast Asian Games Organizing Committee during the build-up for the 30th Southeast Asian Games last year. According to squash president Robert Bachman, the relationship between Cayetano and Vargas went sour after the FISGOC chair broke his promise of giving the POC an equal share from the 200 million pesos sponsorship money sourced from the Philippine Amusement and Gaming Corporation. In a previous report, PAGCOR Chairman Andrea Dominguez said the 200 million pesos was the sponsorship package that they allotted to FISGOC pursuant to Memorandum Circular 56 signed by Executive Secretary Salvador Medialdea, exhorting all government agencies and controlled corporations to help FESGOC in its hosting of the biennial meet. Bachmann revealed that Vargas became upset because one of Cayetano's men told him that the POC would only receive 10 million pesos instead of the 100 million pesos earlier promised by FESGOC. Vargas felt duped and misled, according to Bachmann. Bachmann said he was no longer surprised when Vargas tendered his resignation as president of POC and eventually co-vice chair of FESGOC a few days later. Tribune News and Co will be back after these reminders.
Viber is the free and secure way to connect with friends and family, anywhere. Send messages and make phone and video calls for free. Download Viber now.
This is a very important story. The important story.
Pictures and stories.
Today, we feel the weight of history on our shoulders. The way we have been moving leads nowhere. We need to change course.
Since the United Nations was founded, the human race has never had to face a set of challenges like we do right now. But together, we can overcome them.
An official of the Department of Transportation said yesterday that questions on alleged exorbitant fees in the crew change hub at the Kapinpin port in Bataan should be addressed by the Bureau of Customs, the Bureau of Quarantine, and the Bureau of Immigration. TOTR Assistant Secretary for Communications Goddess Hope Liberan said the TOTR has no hand in operations of the harbor. Liberan was reacting to a Daily Tribune exclusive that the Customs, Quarantine, and Immigration Bureaus, as well as other service providers, were seemingly taking advantage of the pandemic to rake in cash by padding fees. This include an unauthorized facilitation charge. Based on data obtained by the Daily Tribune, samples of the cost differences were those in boarding, custom clearance and guard that total $240 at the Port of Manila compared to the Port of Bataan, wherein customs boarding is charged for $100, custom clearance for $100, and custom clearance and guards for $150, or a difference of $1,010. On the other hand, the Port of Manila charges $80 for immigration boarding inspection, against $450 at the Port of Bataan. Medical quarantine and plant animal fishery rate in Manila total to $180, compared to separate charges of $450 and $350 for the two items respectively at the Bataan Port. Port of Manila also does not charge for incidental expenses, while the Bataan Port collects $350. In all, expenses at the Port of Manila reached $14,850 compared to $20,445 at the Port of Bataan. A senior lawmaker is pushing for reform in the country's electoral process as he sees the uneven rules in seeking elective positions as the root of corruption in the government. In a straight talk interview with the Daily Tribune, Buhay Party List Representative Lito Atienza claimed that the current voting system in the Philippines is still vulnerable to fraud, despite the emergence of a semi-automatic ballot counting technology. Atienza specifically pointed to the process in which the Commission on Elections would only proclaim the winning party list groups without disclosing the actual votes received. He claimed that many groups now in Congress may not be serving anything but their political interest. To do so, they can pay off officials from the Comelec or Smartmatic so they can qualify for 1 or 2 seats in Congress, Atienza said. The former Manila mayor said canvassing should be restored to manual to prevent electoral fraud. He added that Smartmatic should only have control in the transmission of data or votes, but it shouldn't know what the actual data are. In showbiz, the single Breathe You That Heart Evangelista composed and recorded when she was 21 has been released this month or 15 years later. In an interview, Hart recalled that at 21, she didn't know what to do with her life. Listening to the song, she remembers herself then as very naive about the world and thought that everything was a fairy tale. Over the years, the actress has evolved into a visual artist and an online personality. These days, she is the First Lady of Sorsogon as her husband, former Senator Francis Escudero, is its incumbent governor. Early in her career, Hart released the eponymous debut album Heart in 2003 under Star Music. It has 10 tracks that include her cover of Jose Marichan's Please Be Careful With My Heart. Hart recalled in an online interview that it was around 2003 or 2004 that she recorded the recently released single under a distribution deal with GMA Music. She disclosed that she had 4 more songs but never got to release them. We will be back. Stay with us.
Magsha-shopping na lang ako!
#143SM. Call to deliver.
Hello, can I get the following? 1 pink chair, bed sheets, na pink yung soft ha, tapos slides, size 8, pajamas na blue. Oh, don't forget my...
#143SM. Call to deliver.
Wait lang, okay ba yan?
Anything at the SM store, ma'am.
Call to deliver. Call.
Kuya, pwede rin ba ako magpa-deliver sa ate ko sa Taguig, tapos sa friend ko sa Davao, tsaka sa... Cancel ko sa Lipa? Okay ba yan?
Kahit saan po, pwede kami mag-deliver.
Call to deliver. Call. #143SM. Call to deliver. #143SM. Call to deliver. Call. #143SM. #143SM. Call to deliver.
Call na rin kayo.
Call to deliver.
San Miguel Beer flashed championship form as it held off Pesque Meralco 89-82 in the 2020 PBA Philippine Cup yesterday at the AUF Gym in Angeles City. The Beer men, who edged their 4th win in 6 outings, were led by the 1-2 punch of Moala Tautua and Arwin Santos, who chalked up 23 and 17 points respectively. Tautua added 5 rebounds and 2 assists, while Santos tallied 11 boards and 3 perfect dishes as the defending champions rubbed out a 13-point deficit in the 3rd frame. SMB, who lost Terence Romeo and Junmar Fajardo to injuries, refused to capitulate on the Bolts' relentless attack and rolled out a 14-2 run on their own in the dying minutes en route to sealing their victory. The loss, however, sent the Norman Black mentored Meralco to a 3-3 win-loss card despite an impressive showing from Baser Amer and Chris Newsom, who registered 17 and 14 points respectively. Meanwhile, the Magnolia-Blackwater game on Wednesday was cancelled after failing to get the green light from the Interagency Task Force on Emerging Infectious Diseases. Following the recent incident of an elite player testing positive for COVID-19 inside the bubble, the league has yet to receive clearance from the IATF on when to allow Blackwater to return to action. The league announced Monday morning that the player from Blackwater, who was sent for isolation in Capas Tarlac, has yielded negative results in the RT-PCR test conducted on Sunday. And Weather Bureau Pag-asa is monitoring 2 weather disturbances that are still outside the Philippine area of responsibility. As of 3 a.m. today, Tropical Storm Rolly was located 1,705 kilometers east of central Luzon with winds of 65 kilometers per hour near the center and gustiness of 80 kilometers per hour. It is moving westward at 10 kilometers per hour. Rolly is expected to enter the country today. A low-pressure area is also at 2,500 kilometers east of Mindanao. Today's weather will be generally fair with scattered rains expected from the Intertropical Convergence Zone or ITCZ or northeasterly surface wind flow according to Pag-asa. The ITCZ is forecast to bring cloudy skies with scattered rain showers and thunderstorms in the Caraga and Davao region. The northeasterly surface wind flow should bring cloudy skies with scattered rains in Ilocos Norte, Apayao, Batanes, and Cagayan including Babuyan Islands. Metro Manila and the rest of the country will have partly cloudy to cloudy skies with isolated rain showers due to localized thunderstorms. And that wraps up the stories this morning. Catch the latest news on our website tribune.net.ph and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Tribune Now. The Daily Tribune is one with the nation in facing the COVID-19 crisis, and in line with this, the Daily Tribune Digital Edition and Press Reader is now available for free online. You can also download the Daily Tribune app on Apple Store for iOS users and Google Play for Android users to get the latest and most comprehensive news online. Daily Tribune is also inviting everyone to join its community Viber Kachibu to get updates on the freshest and hottest news and entertainment stories of the day. Taysito emoticons are also available on our community Viber. Just click on the link in this video to join. And before we go, we would like to thank the SM Store for our wardrobe. Again, this is Sandy Locos and you're watching Tribune News on Q. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay at home. Good morning and have a nice day.
Good morning, sir. How may I help you?
Bakit kailangan ko pang pumunta sa bangko?
Oo nga naman, sir. Ba't kailangan pang pumunta sa bangko?
Why not get a UB app so you can do all these without going to the bank? Bank the way you live. Union Bank.
Click, click, that's it. Never thought self-service can be this slick. Modify plans in a snap, walang hirap. It's a wrap, just tap the app. Now you can check, view, subscribe, renew. Help and support for you. Out with the Ring Ring apps are the in thing. You know what to do. Globe at home and Globe One, all in the Globe app na yan. Self-service and easy to use, mas okay tayo dyan. Globe at home and Globe One, all in the Globe app na yan. Instant response, no hold time pa, wala nang hintayan. Download Globe at home and Globe One app, all in the Globe app na yan.
Download the Globe One and Globe at Home apps from Google Play Store and Apple App Store now.
Download Globe at home and Globe One app, all in the Globe app na yan.
Ang Philippine Offshore Gaming Operators o POGO ay isang legitimate business entity na nagbibigay serbisyo sa offshore gaming para lamang sa mga manlalarong nasa abroad sa pamamagitan ng internet. Ang mga serbisyong handog nito ay katulad ng casino games at sports betting na pwedeng laruin kahit wala sa casino. Sa Pilipinas, walang POGO operators. Tanging POGO service providers lamang dahil nagaganap ang mga laro sa labas ng bansa.
First indoor shopping mall, the world's original umbrella, and the first ever Bini pageant. Now a place for your first win, your first catch, your first home, your first big break. City, the city of firsts.
Bilang bagong mag-asawa, sabay kaming natututo sa buhay.
Sabay rin namin inaaral ng mga bayarin sa bahay.
Kahit kami, nagtaka sa biglang laki ng electricity bill namin. Huwag pong mangambang maputulan. Sinisigurado ng Meralco na walang disconnection hanggang September.
Estimated bills lang ang natanggap natin ng March, April, at para sa ilan, May. Dahil sa lockdown, isang tabi to para hindi na maguluhan.
Ang May o June ay actual meter reading na. Kung May, nagka-actual reading, ibabawas dito ang huling reading bago mag-ECQ. Yan lang po ang ating babayaran hanggang 3 buwang konsumo.
Kung estimated reading sa May at June nagka-actual reading, ibabawas din dito ang huling reading bago mag-ECQ. Yan lang po ang ating babayaran. Hanggang 4 na buwang konsumo, walang labis. Tandaan, kung ano lang na konsumo,
yun lang ang babayaran.
Ako po si Mateo G.
At ako naman po si Sarah G.
G?
G!